We are here at the Harbor Center for a rematch of last year's Niagara Cup final in which St. Joe's is looking to take on St. Mary's. Last year St. Mary's won 3-2, but this year St. Joe's is looking for revenge. Some news and notes before this game starts. St. Joe's regular season record was 22-2, 20 wins, 2 losses, and 2 ties. Last game, St. Joe's defeated St. Francis 5-3 to advance to this final. Goals coming from Mitchell Flocare, Kyle Schneider, Matt Orlowski, Frankie Attia, who had the game winner, and the empty net coming from Will Redding. And it looks like we're going to have a little pregame ritual going on here. Before puck drops, some more news and notes. St. Joe's met St. Mary's twice in the regular season. The first meeting coming in late December was won by St. Joe's 4-0, and the second meeting came in a tie. And that was our national anthem performed there at center ice. Some starting goaltenders for you. Starting in goal for St. Joe's, number 30, Joe Franzak. On the season, he has a .955 save percentage and an average of .88 goals against. And for St. Mary's, we have Kyle Karaleski, who started in both meetings against St. Joe's this season. He sports a .919 save percentage with a 1.93 goals against average. So St. Joe's has the edge there in goaltending. Puck about to drop here at center. 17-minute period. St. Joe's skating left to right. St. Mary's, sporting their blue jerseys, will be skating right to left in this opening period. The winning team will win the Niagara Cup and will go on to state. So St. Joe's is looking to get revenge against St. Mary's for that. And the leading scorer for St. Joe's is Mitchell Flocare with 11 goals, 16 assists for a total of 27 points. Some comparisons before we get started here. St. Joe's has 5 players with 15 or more points, while St. Mary's only has 3 with 15 or more points. And St. Mary's also has 5 players with 2 points or less. So we'll see how that affects the outcome of this game here. Face-off about to start here at center. Connor McKendry taking the face-off for St. Joe's, and James Treminsky taking the face-off for St. Mary's. St. Mary's has possession. Joe Henry skating in, tries to take a shot. It's blocked down front. It gets dumped along the boards now. Treminsky will recover, fires it towards the net. It's intercepted, though, by Connor McKendry, who is attempting to skate out. Take away by Treminsky. He shoots it right on, and easily paddled away by Joe Franzak. Puck along the boards here. Connor McKendry loses control of the puck, and Chris Henry will recover. Chris Henry along the boards now. Gets hit. Nice hit there by Kyle Schneider. St. Mary's dumps it out. It's intercepted by Wigan, and he's going to dump it right back in. Karaleski comes out to play it. St. Mary's dumps it along the boards. It's intercepted by Chris Henry. And a big hit by Sam Latour on Chris Henry. Wigan tries to dump it out. He eventually gets it to Pavicic, who passes it all the way to Polera. Polera gives it back to Flocare. Flocare. Long pass that's going to go all the way down the ice. It's going to go right on goal, so no icing here. Sammy D'Antonio will intercept, dumps it out to center, intercepted by Flocare, who chooses to dump it in. Karaleski comes out of the net and stops it for his D-man. D'Antonio passes it behind the net. Tries to get along the boards, kept in for a brief moment by Matt Borelli, but St. Mary's will skate it out. We have Falzer. Falzer going in, shoots it on net, and that's easily covered by Joe Franzak. Now we are joined here by Jack Falco, first time in a while. Jack, what do you think St. Joe's has to do in order to win this game?
Well, first of all, John, it's great to be back. I actually realized that you didn't introduce me, so I'm glad that you did now. But, honestly, what I think St. Joe's needs to focus on is being careful. They need to be careful on defense. Lately, I've noticed they've been getting a little sloppy. On some of these games where I haven't been around, I have been watching. Don't you think I've been just ignoring you? I've been watching.
I know. How was Florida, by the way?
I think Florida was great, warm, sunny. You can see my tan.
Well, the viewers at home can't see, but face-off coming to the left of Joe Franzak. Looks like, or actually it's going to come outside the zone because it went into St. Joe's bench outside the zone. Daniel Falzer taking the face-off for St. Joe's. St. Mary's skates it in, though. Gives it away to Deacon. Deacon tries to pass it up to Atia. Can't quite get there, though. And St. Mary's gets it out to center. Gilbert dumps it in. Delayed offside call for a brief moment. It's intercepted by Bilikowski. Bilikowski gets it along the boards. Borelli keeps it in, takes a shot, blocked. Doesn't get to the net. Puck is dumped out to center ice. It's intercepted by Gilbert, who chooses to dump it in again. St. Joe's trying to get something going offensively here. It's dumped along the boards now. Kept in by Borelli. Shoots it wide. Goes on net, actually. Rebound right out in front, and no one is there. Nice chance there for St. Joe's as Borelli gloves it down, and we're going to have a hand pass here. Called against St. Joe's. Face-off coming to the left of Joe Franzak.
Well, it doesn't look like he really meant to do the face pass there, but he was mid-collision and the puck flew out of his hands. So just an unfortunate circumstance there, but nobody's fault, really.
Connor McKendry taking the face-off for St. Joe. St. Mary's wins it, gets it out in front, and no one is there to push it in the net. Puck's out to center. Will Redding will skate after it. No icing here. It's left. Kyle Schneider gets it out in front, and almost a great chance there for St. Joe's. Connor McKendry keeps it in, gives it to Will Redding, tries to pass it out in front. Intercepted, and that puck is going to inch its way out to center as Ryan McGorry has possession. McGorry gets it all the way to Schneider. Can't quite get a stick on it. Redding skating after it here with some speed. St. Mary's gets to it first. Some physical play here in the corner. It's going to get back to the point. McGorry takes a shot. Save by Karaleski. Rebound, blocked out in front, and St. Mary's will skate with it. We have Mangan. He's going to choose to dump it out. Connor McDonald's stick is not that long, and St. Mary's gets there first. And Connor McHenry finally gets it back for St. Joe's. He's going to skate on over the line with it. Tries to dangle around his man. Does not. Number 5, Chris Henry, intercepts. St. Mary's dumps it down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call against St. Mary's. Face-off coming to the right of Kyle Karaleski. Sam Latour taking the face-off for the Marauders, while number 24, James Treminsky, taking the face-off for St. Mary's. St. Joe's wins it. Gets it back to Weigand. Weigand dumps it along the boards to Polera, who tries to control it, and he does. Polera gets it along the boards. Now Latour is going to dump it behind the net. Niko Pavicic gets to the puck first, dumps it behind the net again. Sam Latour tries to get something going here. They're jabbing at it. Sam Latour has it behind the net, gets it back to the point. Flocare keeps it in, gives it to Latour. Latour tries to pass it out in front. That puck is just barely going to be kept in. Nice play there by Flocare. Sam Latour tries to pass it out in front. It just whiffs off the stick though, and it goes out to center. Weigand dumps it in. Michael Walter has it behind the net. He's going to dump it around. Chris Henry has a break here at center, going and in. Tries to deke around his man. Puck's along the boards now. Henry still with it. St. Joe's tries to get him off the puck. People are tumbling to the ground. No calls, though. Takes a shot on net. Easily paled away by Franzak. And St. Joe's gets it out to center. Borelli gets over the line. Skating with it. Goes towards the net. Matt Borelli going on in. Takes a shot. Net is off its bearings. And the goalie is down. St. Mary's wondering why there isn't a goaltender interference call on that one. But looks like...
Well, from my vantage point, I see no call being necessary there. If you look closely, you could clearly see that St. Mary's player is the one who actually went into their own goaltender. I think no call is the correct call there.
Face-off just outside St. Mary's own zone. Frankie Attia taking the face-off for St. Joe's. He gets it back to his man, and they decide to dump it in. Frankie Attia dumps it in over the line. St. Mary's gets it out to center. That's going to go all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call against St. Mary's. Shots on goal so far this period. St. Joe's has 5, while St. Mary's only has 3. St. Mary's record during the regular season was 14-4-2-1. 14 wins, 4 losses, 2 ties, and 1 overtime loss. So St. Joe's, being number 1 in their division, gets home ice advantage here in this finals game. Puck flutters around the boards, gets to Borelli, who tries to keep it in. Nice job for St. Joe's, but they quickly lose it for a brief moment, though. Nice job by Sean Deacon keeping it in. Puck's along the boards now. They're jabbing at it. That puck's going to go just out to center. Matt Orlowski loses it. And St. Mary's has control. We have Falzer. Falzer going on in. Nice save by Franzak. St. Mary's has it at the point. Takes a shot. Goes off the side of the net. Rebound, it's out in front again. Franzak's down and out. Where is the puck? It's in the corner. St. Joe's dumps it all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call against St. Joe's. Nice offensive pressure here by St. Mary's, who has been getting the better of St. Joe's early in this period, which is uncharacteristic of the Marauders, but they'll be looking to get a goal here. James Tremensky is going to be taking the faceoff for St. Mary's, while Connor McHenry wins it for St. Joe's. It's passed along the boards. Redding gets there first. He dumps it to the point, kept in by St. Mary's. Connor McDonald has control behind his own net. Tries to pass it out in front, giving away in front of the net. The puck's there. They try and get a shot off, and St. Mary's is angered that there is no penalty. Puck's in the corner now. Both teams jabbing at it. It's gone back to the point. It's kept in. Luklinski takes a shot, goes wide, takes another shot, goes on net, goes just wide. No one was there for St. Mary's to put it in the net. And St. Joe's struggling here as Will Redding gets it out to center. Connor McKendry intercepts. He's going to dump it in. St. Joe's makes some much-needed changes after being dominated in their own zone. Connor Wicklinski gets it up to center. That's going to go down. Flocare intercepts. Mitchell Flocare, the leading point scorer for the Marauders, gives it to Sam Latour, who loses it. Flocare regains possession. He's going to just chip it out to center. St. Mary's has it in their own zone, gives it away to Pavicic, who tries to pass it to Polera. Polera behind the net, gets it out in front. It's there. They take a shot, and it goes just wide. Nice job there by St. Joe's getting an opportunity in front of St. Mary's net. As St. Mary's dumps it along the boards, and it goes out to center. Weigand has it for St. Joe's, gives it to Flocare. Flocare passes it to Polera, who's going to dump it in. That's going to be gloved down by Karaleski, who leaves it there for D'Antonio. D'Antonio tries to get it out. Nice job by Pavicic keeping it in. St. Mary's dumps it down the ice. Weigand intercepts, takes a shot. Nice save by Karaleski. Another shot gets out in front, but it is blocked. Weigand at the point takes another shot, and it's deflected just wide. Polera tries to get it out in front, gives it away to Pavicic. It's out in front again, and no one is there. St. Joe's getting plenty of good looks here offensively. Flocare has it in the corner, gives it to Polera. Back to Flocare. Flocare takes a shot on that, directed just wide. And St. Mary's is looking to get it out, but it's kept in by Weigand. He gives it to Atia, takes a shot, and it goes just wide. Flocare keeps it in, gives it to Deacon. Flocare has the puck in the corner. Passes it behind him. Orlowski is going to go in behind the net. They're battling for it. Sean Deacon trying to get a stick on it here with 9:10 left in this first period. St. Mary's comes away with it. D'Antonio manages to get it out to center, and St. Mary's makes some much-needed changes after that offensive pressure by St. Joe's. Deacon going in, passes it back to Atia, takes a shot. Nice save, Karaleski. St. Mary's tries to get out, but gives it away to Orlowski in the slot. He takes a shot and a glove save by Kyle Karaleski. Nice save there with 8:48 left in this first period. Some good looks by St. Joe's so far on the offense, out shooting St. Mary's 9-5. Connor McKendry taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, and Falzer taking it for St. Mary's as he wins it. St. Mary's gets it out to center. It's sticked down by Borelli, who gives it to Schneider, and he's going in on a break. Nice defensive play, though, but Schneider gets it back. Schneider passes it out in front. It's there. They take a shot, and a nice save by Karaleski. Big hit along the boards here, and Jack Gilbert really has to skate. St. Mary's gets there first. He's pushed down. Nice defensive play. St. Mary's wants a call there. They will not get one. St. Mary's has control in the slot. They take a shot, and they score! Brendan Kroshik, number 16, scores for St. Mary's, and they get on the board early. That is his 12th goal of this 2019 campaign, and St. Mary's striking first, something we typically don't see in the St. Joe's game. Out of all the games we've broadcasted, that's the first time the other team has scored first. So St. Mary's leads 1-0 with 8:15 left in this first period. Sam Latour taking the faceoff for St. Joe. St. Mary's wins it and dumps it in. No icing here because it went off Ryan McGorry. Puck is taken away, though, by Henry. He gets it out in front, takes a shot, saved. Gets back to the point, and another shot, and it goes wide. Puck is kept in at the line here by Henry. Henry has it along the boards, tries to chip it up, but it's intercepted, though, and St. Joe's has control. St. Joe's gets it out to center ice. Sam Latour, big hit by Polera. And that's not a call. He didn't even have the puck. I'm very surprised by that, as St. Mary's gets it out in front. Pavicic is going to skate with it, gives it up to center, and it's intercepted here by Tyler Curl. Tries to dump it in, but it's intercepted by Ryan McGorry, who's just going to choose to dump it in. That's going to be an icing call against St. Joe's as they make some needed changes. Jack, what do you think of the play so far by both teams?
Well, I would be a little concerned if I was a St. Joe's fan right now. They are looking completely overwhelmed. At this point, I think they need to refocus. They need to minimize the mistakes on the defensive side of the puck.
Couldn't have said it better myself. That was very good analysis as St. Joe's has control and gets it back to Atia, who's just going to chip it on out to center, but St. Mary's is going to try and dump it back in, but Atia gains control again. That puck is going to wind up in the St. Mary's bench, and we have a whistle. Face-off coming at center ice here. St. Joe's needs to not lose their resolve here. They are down early, but a lot of hockey left to play. So we'll see what happens as Mitchell Flowcare passes it to Wagon. Back to Flowcare. Flowcare passes it up to Deacon. Deacon tries to get it out. It's kept in momentarily by St. Mary's. There's number 10, Mangan. Dumps it in. Flowcare skates with it, gives it up to Deacon. Deacon gets it out to center, intercepted by Atia. Atia skating on in, can barely get it over the line. As he gives it to Flowcare in the slot. Flowcare takes a shot and he scores! St. Joe's coming right back in it. And it's a tied game with 6:29 left in this first period.
Oh, what a beautiful shot. No chance the goaltender was getting to that. Just straight beam to the back of the net.
St. Joe's really needed that one. And with 6:29 left in this first period, it's a tie game with Mitchell Flowcare's goal. Again, he's the leading point scorer for the Marauders. His 12th goal of the season. Makes it a tie game here at the Harbor Center as Pavicic dumps it in. St. Mary's gets it in behind the net. And St. Joe's trying to get it out, and they do. It's intercepted, though, by number 18, Stakolsa. St. Joe's dumps it in, gives it away to Bilikowski. And he's going to have control behind his own net. St. Mary's tries to get it out, gives it away to Borelli. Borelli keeps it in. Nice job, Borelli. Going towards the front of the net. He falls. No tripping call there. As Polera gets it back to Pavicic. Pavicic going on in. Takes a shot. Doesn't quite get to the net. And St. Mary's is going to try and dump it out, but they failed to. Nice job by Jack Gilbert, the captain. Puck is dumped all the way out to center. And we have some open ice here for Mangan. Mangan going on in. He deeks around his man. Has it going on into the net. Nice job here. And we are going to have a penalty. Looks like it's against St. Joe's. 2 minutes for holding, and St. Mary's will go on the power play. Penalty is against Jack Gilbert, his second penalty of the season. He hasn't taken many this year. And not what you want if you're a St. Joe's fan. St. Mary's having the man advantage for 2 minutes with 5:32 left in this first period. Atia wins the faceoff. Gets it back to McGorry. He dumps it along the boards. Gives it right away to a St. Mary's player, unfortunately. Going on in. Takes a shot. Blocked out in front. Atia tries to dump it down the ice, but it's intercepted by Bilikowski. Bilikowski has it back at the point. Gives it. Takes a shot. Doesn't quite get through. St. Mary's currently having some offensive pressure. They have control. Takes a shot. Easily paddled away by Franzak. Good save there. Mangan gives it back to Bilikowski. Bilikowski from the slot takes a shot and goes just wide. Another shot is going to go out of play with 1:22 left in this penalty to Jack Gilbert.
I will say on that last shot, I think he forgot what sport he was playing. Baseball season starts in the spring. He was swinging for the fences.
It was deflected out in front, Jack. It wasn't his fault it went up that high. Daniel Falls are taking the faceoff for St. Mary's. St. Joe's gets it back, but St. Mary's intercepts. Bilikowski has it at the point, gives it to D'Antonio, takes a shot and a glove save by Franzak. Franzak having some words for number 16, Krawczak, who has the only goal so far. Krawczak might be trying to get in the mind of Joe Franzak, as St. Mary's has control of the puck. But nice job by Connor McKendrick getting it out to center. We have a break here. Will Redding going on in, short-handed, loses control of the puck. And we have a penalty against St. Mary's. 2 minutes for tripping. And they cut down their own power play as Sammy D'Antonio goes to the box. 2 minutes for tripping. And we will have a 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 4 seconds. And Jack, do you know what time? Well, not yet.
No,
not yet.
it's not that time.
Not yet. And St. Joe's will have the power play for 56 seconds following this 104 penalty to St. Joe's.
It will be in 1 minute and 4 seconds, John. I'll wait till then.
Refs talking over something. It looks like we have an issue. Looks like we're going to have Matt Orlowski take the faceoff. Orlowski wins it. St. Joe's has control. They dump it in. Wiklinski has it behind his own net. Nice physical play there by Orlowski. Orlowski has control. He's going to dump it along the boards. Now kept in by Flowcare. Puck just gets out to center. Nice job there by Flowcare, having the mind to not go offside. St. Mary's has control. Number 24, Tremensky, gets it out to center, intercepted by Flowcare. Flowcare passes it up to Wagen. Wagen passes up to Latour. Latour going on in. Latour has the puck. He still has it in the corner. Sam Latour gives it to Orlowski behind the net. Orlowski skating with it, has a lot of room. Orlowski going to the front of the net. He loses control of the puck at St. Mary's. Will intercept. Tremensky gets out to center. Takes a shot on net, easily saved by Franzek. He's going to push it to the corner, and he pushes a man in the net, and that's going to be, I don't believe that's a penalty, because the net went off its bearings. No penalty there, incidental contact with the goaltender, and that just came off. Good call by the officials to not call a penalty.
Well, John, I'm going to do this just 2 seconds early because I don't think there's a better chance to do it. It's time for the St. Joe's power play.
There we go, Jack. St. Joe's power play brought to you by no one as the faceoff comes out over the blue line. Oh, we have a break here for St. Mary's going on and takes a shot and a nice save by Franzek. Krawczyk getting that shot off. He has the only goal so far here for St. Mary's. And Franzek coming up with a big save to keep this a tied game. St. Joe's wins the faceoff. He's stripped, and that's going to be a penalty call against St. Mary's. And St. Joe's is going to have the two-man advantage here. Connor McKendry has the puck behind the net. Going on in, loses it. It's in the corner. He gets checked. Flowcare out in front, takes a shot, and it's going to be touched up. And we're going to have a penalty, 2 minutes for tripping. And St. Joe's will have a two-man advantage for 38 seconds, while number 12, Daniel Falzer, goes to the box. So St. Joe's has a two-man advantage. They're going to try and make something happen with only 3:14 left in this first period. Looks like Frankie Attia will be taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, and number 5, Chris Henry, will be taking the faceoff for St. Mary's, and St. Joe's wins it. Gets it back to McKendry, gives it to Orlowski, back to Flowcare, Flowcare, back to McKendry. Goalie is down, back to Flowcare. He takes a shot, and a nice save by Karolewski. Orlowski has control of the puck along the boards, now gives it back to Flowcare. Flowcare gives it to McKendry, back to Flowcare. Flowcare takes a shot, and that's going to be smothered by Karolewski. Clock was running a little late there. 10 seconds left in the 5-on-3. And St. Mary's is going to make one change, sending out number 16, Brendan Krawczyk, who has the only goal so far. And Frankie Attia will be taking the faceoff for St. Joe's. He wins it, gets it back to Flowcare, who gives it to McKendry. McKendry has some room, takes a shot. Nice save, Krawczyk. Rebound, it's right there. They take another shot. Flowcare takes another shot, another block, another shot goes off the side of the net. And that's the end of the 5-on-3. St. Joe's has 1 man advantage for 1 minute and 19 seconds. What an opportunity there. Puck has gone back to McKendry. McKendry dumps it in, gives it to Deacon. Deacon gives it to Attia. Attia has some room going on in, passes it back to Connor McKendry, who gives it to Flowcare. Flowcare Gives it back to McKendry. He dekes his man, going on in, has it in the slot, gives it to the corner. Volker takes a shot, doesn't quite get to the net. It's out in front. Where is it? And it goes in! St. Joe's is celebrating, and the ref signaled that's a good goal. And St. Joe's is now up by 1 with 2:07 left in this first period.
John, who knows who they'll give that one to?
If I had to guess, it looked like Sean Deacon was the one who put that home, but
it was just a mess down there.
It could be anyone's guess. The puck was loose right out in front. Karolewski was sprawled all over.
In a couple moments, we'll hear the official word from the announcers on who that was given to.
St. Joe's really deserved that goal after that offensive sequence with those 5 consecutive shots. Man, they're going to give that goal to Matt Orlowski. Gives it to, Polero going on in, takes a shot, and that's saved by Karolewski. That is Matt Orlowski's 16th goal of this season. And with 1:52 left in this first period, St. Joe's leads both in shots and in goals. St. Joe's 2, St. Mary's 1. Shots on goal so far, 16 for St. Joe's and 11 for St. Mary's. St. Mary's gets it along the boards, gives it away though to Matt Borelli. Borelli tries to put it out in front, intercepted by St. Mary's, and they're going to skate with it. We have Treminski. Gives it to Henry, who gives it to Joe Henry. Henry takes a shot, easily battled away. Nice job there by Franzek making that save. It's intercepted. Henry has it, takes a shot, and that's going to be covered by Franzek. And we got some pushing and shoving at the front of the net. I don't believe there'll be any calls as a result of this, but
tempers are clearly starting to heat up here.
I mean, it's a championship game. What can you expect,
exactly.
Really? And St. Joe's, it was getting a little nervous there early on because they got out. They were being outshot. They were being outscored early on, and then St. Joe's comes back with 2 good goals.
But St. Joe's cannot rest here. This one is still very within St. Mary's grasp. It's still anyone's game.
St. Mary's was able to beat Canisius in triple overtime to make it here, so they cannot be underestimated. As Will Redding has control of the puck at center ice, chips it on to Frankie Attia. He's going on in. Karolewski comes out to play it. It's blocked down front, and we're going to have a penalty call.
I'm not sure for what, though.
Are we? No, I don't believe. I believe it was they're going to call it a. You know what? I don't even want to speculate. I don't know what that whistle was for. It looks like it might have been a hand pass. I don't think it was a hand pass, but I think they're just calling a whistle here.
The ref clearly saw something that we didn't.
And they're going to do that face-off over again, and they're going to say the face-off is in St. Joe's own zone. So they're going to say St. Joe's did something.
Or not.
But now the face-off is going to stay here, so we have some conflicting messages going on from these referees. That's okay. And puck just squeezes its way out to center, and we have Falzer going on in. Falzer gives it to Treminski out in front, and he couldn't quite get a stick on it. St. Mary's gives it to Kroshek. Kroshek behind the net. 1 minute remaining in the period. As the puck is taken away from, Flowcare. St. Mary's has it in the corner. Puck is still there. They're just fighting for it now, killing some time. St. Joe's has control. Schneider gets it up to Redding, but he couldn't quite get his stick on it. And St. Mary's is just going to chip it out to the St. Joe's blue line. They'll keep it in. Mangan has control of the puck. Kept in, though, by number 18, Stockhassel. Flowcare dumps it along the boards. Connor McKendry tries to get it out. Does not. Gilbert recovers. Puck is along the boards now, and it's gone out to center, and St. Joe's is going to make some changes here with 10 seconds left. St. Mary's dumps it all the way down the ice, and they're going to make some changes too. That wasn't a smart move with only 7 seconds left. But they just wanted to take some pressure off, I assume, and faceoff will be coming to the left of Kyle Karolewski, who has been great so far, stopping 14 of 16. And I must say, both goaltenders have played superb throughout the regular season, and they've been playing great here.
Absolutely.
I mean, the offense by both teams has been strong. And it's going to be kept in. Matt Borelli gives it to Floker. He takes a shot. Nice hit, Karaleski. It's out in front. It's still there, and it goes just wide. And with that buzzer, that's going to signal the end of the first period. Score after 1, St. Joe's 2, St. Mary's 1. Shots on goal so far, 16 for St. Joe's and 14 for St. Mary's. And we'll be back in 12 minutes with some second period action. And we're back with some second period action with St. Joe's. What did you think of that first period?
Well, I would like to split the period into two halves just to make things more confusing. The first half of the first period did not look good for St. Joe's. They looked completely overwhelmed, both offensively and defensively. They couldn't get good shots off, and St. Mary's was
losing the puck.
Yeah, St. Mary's just kept running all over them in their own zone. However, something happened. I think I noticed it, especially once they made a full line change. St. Joe's got more conservative on defense. They weren't taking these risks that were causing them to lose the puck. Their primary goal was protect the goal. And on offense, they played a little more efficiently, got those shots off. So honestly, I think if they can replicate what they got going towards the end of that first period, we're going to be in good shape for this game.
I did notice there were fewer turnovers towards the end of that period.
I agree.
So St. Joe's definitely tightened up on that regard. But St. Joe's getting goals from Mitchell Flocare and Matt Orlowski, while the only goal for St. Mary's came from Brendan Krawczyk. So St. Joe's originally are not getting a lot done on offense, but towards the end of that period, they really laid it on. As St. Joe's dumps it in, intercepted by St. Mary's, we have Krawczyk. Gets it out to center, dumps it on in. Franzak comes out to play, just skips over his stick. And Pavicic has control of it in his skates along the boards. Pavicic bodies his man off. It's kept in by St. Mary's. Nice play there. As the puck is now along the boards, Kellen Polera is going to try and get there, and St. Joe's does tip it out to center. No icing here. Sam Latour skates after while Walter tries to dump it out. Puck is kept in. Nice job by Pavicic. Puck's dumped along the boards. Kellen Polera has control of it in the corner, but it's passed on up. And St. Mary's is going to try and get out. Nice job keeping it in by St. Joe's. As it's shot right on net. Nice save by Karolewski. Walter dumps it all the way out to center. Intercepted, though, by Will Redding. Redding has 14 goals during this season. Gives it to McKendry, who then gives it to Schneider. Going on in. Takes a shot, and it goes just wide. Flocare has control of the puck. Gets it out to Connor McKendry. He loses it for a brief moment, but eventually gets it on up to Schneider. That's going to be an offside call against St. Joe's. Schneider briefly losing sight of that puck. And there is 15:39 left in this second period. No shots taken so far. Faceoff will be coming right outside St. Mary's own zone. St. Joe's is looking to pile onto their lead and try and destroy the resolve of St. Mary's here. As Flocare gets control, gives it to Wigan. Wigan dumps it all the way down. Karolewski comes out of his net to try and stop it, and that puck is going to go all the way around the boards out to center. That's going to be another offside call against St. Joe's. St. Joe's getting a few offside calls against them early in this second period. Not what they want. They want to get a continuous flow going to try and make something happen on the offensive end. As Connor McDonald has control of it, he's going to dump it in. Intercepted, though, by Stokalson. McGorry gives it to McDonald. McDonald has it in the corner. He's going to dump it around the boards to Deacon. Deacon tries to pass it out. He fans on it, and a big hit on Deacon as the puck is passed out to center. Frankie Attia gets it on in. He's going to skate after it. Has a lot of room. Frankie Attia gives it back to Orlowski. Orlowski gives it to Attia, and it's behind the net. Attia and Orlowski both fighting for it, and they're going to try and give it back to the point. They do. McDonald takes a shot way high, and Henry is going to intercept. And Franzak's going to come out of his net. Long pass up to center, and Orlowski will dump it in. St. Joe's makes some changes as Karolewski passes it to his man, who passes it along the boards. Nice job, though, keeping it in by St. Joe's. Big hit by Polera. St. Mary's dumps it out here. And we're going to have a call here. Some fans are not happy. They believe they saw a St. Joe's stick touch the puck from the bench. And if so, a delay of game would be assessed. Refs did not see it. I think I saw it, but I don't know if it came directly from the bench. St. Mary's coach is screaming at the referee, and he's in utter disbelief here. Floker has control of the puck in his own zone. He's going to try and skate with it. Bodied off the puck for a brief moment, but he regains possession. Floker doing what he does best and skates with it. Gets it up above the line. Nice job there. And Connor McKendry, we have a 2-on-1. McKendry going on in, passes it back. Schneider loses control. He's going to jam at it. And Karolewski is going to save that puck. What an opportunity there. Kyle Schneider just lost control of it at the last minute. But he still managed to get the shot off and get a shot on net, so good for him.
I couldn't see exactly where the puck was, but I think that Karolewski just barely got it gloved. I think that thing was like about to cross the line.
Schneider had it in front of the net and he lost control of it, went behind, and I think Schneider came back with it and tried to stuff it in, but his glove was there. But nonetheless, nice job by Schneider getting an opportunity, because if you shoot on net, you're bound to score at some point.
The ref almost just got
hit in the head.
Puck to the face on that last shot.
And it's going to go out of play. We have a whistle. And faceoff will be coming to the right of Kyle Karolewski, who has so far stopped 16 of 18. While St. Mary's has not yet registered a shot in this second period, shots on goal still 14 for St. Mary's. Franzek stopped 13 of those 14. And St. Mary's wins it, dumps it along the boards. Borelli does a nice job of keeping it in, but he gives it away. And St. Mary's is going to skate with it. We have Kroschek going on in, takes a shot. Nice save by Franzek. It's out in front, and St. Joseph does a nice job defensively to swat that puck away. And the puck ends up in the St. Mary's bench, and the faceoff will come inside St. Joseph's own zone. Harbor Center is pretty full here for this championship game. St. Joe's leading 2-1, looking to add to their lead, while St. Mary's is looking for a game-tying goal here, as Borelli gives it away behind the net to Kroschek. It's back to the point. Walter takes a shot, paddled away by Franzek, and that's going to go out of play. Face-off coming to the left of Joe Franzek. 13-16 left in this second period. Daniel Falzer taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, while Sam Latour takes the faceoff. Falzer takes the faceoff for St. Mary's. Latour for St. Joe's. He wins it. They have control. They're going to dump it all the way down the ice. That's going to be an icing call. Best part of the cake, worst part of hockey. The icing. St. Joe's route is out in force. Kind of egging on Karolewski. Puck is behind the net. St. Mary's has control of it now. Falzer passes it back to Kroschek. Kroschek out in front, intercepted, and St. Joe's is going to skate with it. Polera can't quite get a stick on it as it's passed up to Mangan. Mangan going on in, tries to pass it out in front, cannot. Borelli, nice job defensively, swats it away and gives it to Pavicic. Puck is dumped down the ice. Polera's going to skate after, going to go right on net, and that's going to be covered by Karolewski. Polera avoiding the goaltender, stops abruptly, snowing him. And throughout the season, Polera has gone under the skin of many players, as he attempts to with Kyle Karolewski. Frankie Attia taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, while number 24, James Treminski, taking the faceoff for St. Mary's. Puck goes right on goal, and that's going to be covered by Karolewski. That was a weird play right off the faceoff. He wasn't expecting that, but he does make the save. Frankie Attia taking the faceoff for St. Joe's. They're battling for it at the circle, and St. Mary's comes away with it, and they're going to try and dump it out to center. McDonald dumps it along the boards, but it's shot right back into St. Joe's' own zone as Ryan McGorry dumps it along to Orlowski. Orlowski, who has a game here today, gives it to Deacon. Deacon skates with it, tries to get it out to center. It's going to be chipped on in. St. Mary's is going to have to reset here as Reef dumps it into St. Joe's' zone. Chris Henry's going to get there first. Big hit there along the boards. St. Joe's is going to try and get it out. They do. Ryan McGorry passes it up to Deacon. Deacon chips it in. A lot of hitting going on. And some pushing and shoving going on behind the play. No calls here. As we have a 3-on-2 developing, it's Chris Henry skates on in. Henry loses the puck to Flowcare. Flowcare skates with a nice shot. We got a 2-on-1. Flowcare going on in. Flowcare takes a shot. He scores! His second of the game makes it a 3-1 score, and St. Joe's has a dominating 2-goal lead with 11:25 left in this second period.
That plexiglass looked like it was just about to collapse. Those rowdies were getting so intense.
They went over to those rowdies to celebrate. Flowcare going on in with Connor McKendry at a 2-on-1. And he has been outstanding for the Marauders. He's been the leading point scorer the entire season. He has 2 goals here tonight. And it really makes you wonder, he's only a junior. It's crazy.
It's a bright future for this team beyond this season. And we might not even be done this season just yet.
Puck is kept in St. Mary's zone. They're going to dump it all the way down the ice. That's going to go right on. No icing here. Franzak plays the puck to Borelli. Borelli loses control, but regains it very quickly as he's going to dump it along the boards out to center. Franzak comes out, leaves it there for the captain, Jack Gilbert, who's been hot as of late, getting 5 points in the last 6 games, and Franzak's going to glove that one down. 10:51 left in this second period. Shots on goal, 20 for St. Joe's, 17 for St. Mary's. St. Mary's coming out strong here in the beginning of this game, but quickly falling off. In the beginning of the game, I'd say they looked like they were dominating St. Joe's, really. St. Joe's had trouble getting out of their zone, trouble getting shots on net, but then there was a moment in that first period where things just clicked, and St. Joe's made it happen. As Kroshik tries to deke around Orlowski, fails to. It's going to be dumped along the boards, kept in, though, by D'Antonio. Puck is passed out in front. Matt Orlowski gives it back to Gilbert. He's going to dump it all the way down the ice, and that's going to go far enough for an icing, although Jared Mangan not really trying to get that puck. Whichever team wins this game will win the Niagara Cup and go on to compete in the state championship. Last year, we had this same game going on at KeyBank Center where St. Mary's faced St. Joe's, but they won 3-2. St. Joe's looking for some revenge here, while St. Mary's looks to go back-to-back, being Niagara Cup champions. Puck is chipped on out to center. Michael Walter skates after it for St. Mary's, has control. He's going to dump it out. Kept in momentarily by St. Joe's, but it's going to be passed out to center, and Flowcare, who has 2 goals today, intercepts. Pass out to Deacon. We got the 2-on-2 developing. Deacon loses the puck to Henry, and it's going to be dumped on out to center. Wygand has the puck for St. Joe's, chips it on out to center. St. Mary's recovers as Walter dumps it along to Cherminski, who dumps it all the way in. Flowcare has control behind his own net, dumps it along the boards, kept in, though, by St. Mary's. Wygand skates after it. He's going to chip it along the boards out to Tobia. He's going to try and get it on net. Karolewski comes out to play it, dumps it out to center. Orlowski dumps it along the boards, intercepted, though, by D'Antonio. D'Antonio is going to dump it all the way down the ice, and that's going to be an icing call against St. Mary's with 9:21 left in this second period. No shots taken by either team since that Flowcare goal. St. Joe still has the edge in that category, 20-17. And it looks like we have an issue of who's taking the face-off, as St. Joe's has an extra man out on the ice. By mistake, of course. And Trey Guillen will be taking the face-off for St. Joe's. Wins it. He's going to get it back to the point. Kept in. Nice job there by St. Joe's for a brief moment as it's chipped on out to center. Gilbert chips it on past the blue line. Gives it to Stokolsa, who dumps it in. Gilbert skates after it. Gives it to McKendry. Intercepted by St. Mary's. Nice job keeping it in. Flowcare dumps it along the boards, and they're going to dump it right back in. Franzek comes out to play that puck. Ryan McGorry has control of the puck behind the line, passes it up to Wigan. Wigan can't quite get it up to Baldinelli, but it's given to Tobia. Tobia going on in, gives it to Baldinelli. Baldinelli takes a shot, goes high and wide. Puck is kept in there by Jack Gilbert. Gets it behind the net. He tries to deke around his man. He falls in the process. Gilbert takes a shot, goes high and wide. It's going to be kept in, though, by Ryan McGorry. McGorry dumps it around the board. St. Mary's will finally regain possession, and Caleb Mangan will dump it out to center. And we have a break here for Casillo. Casillo can't quite go as fast as the defense for St. Joe's, and that ends up causing St. Joe's to dump it all the way down the ice, and we have an icing call. This is one of 3 finals games going on here at Harbor Center. This is for the Niagara Cup and to see who competes in the state championship. Or who goes on to states, really, as St. Joe's wins the face-off. Puck is dumped all the way down the ice. Schneider skates after it. It's going to be kept in there. Nice job by Connor McKendry. It's given away, though, and St. Mary's will skate with it. Dune tries to dump it in. It goes high, and Connor McKendry recovers that puck. McKendry doing what he's very good at, and he skates with it. McKendry going on in. Still has the puck. Tries to deke around his man. Cannot. Out in front. Takes a shot. And the puck appears to be under Karaleski, and some people thought it might have trickled through. It did not. 7:34 left in this second period. Score is 3-1 in favor of St. Joe. Shots also in favor of St. Joe's. 21-17. Sam Latour taking the face-off here for St. Joe's. And they're going to struggle for it. Puck has gone back to the point. Flowcare gives it right back to Polera, who takes a shot, goes just wide. Nice job being kept in by Gilbert. Gilbert takes a shot. He scores! Not sure if it was tipped out in front, but Jack Gilbert takes the initial shot. It ends up going past the shoulder of Kyle Karaleski, and it's a 4-1 hockey game with 7:22 left in this second period. If that is Jack Gilbert's goal, that will be his 6th point in 7 games, as well as his 4th goal of this campaign. I did see Pavicic in front. Not sure if he tipped it. I'm pretty sure they'll give that to Gilbert. Or at least I hope they gave it to Gilbert. He's deserved it throughout this season, playing great defensive hockey. And when he does play offensively, it always ends up going well for him. They're going to give that goal to Sam Latour. I did not even see him out in front. That's going to be his 3rd goal of the season. Polera gives it back to Wigan. Gives it to Flowcare. Back up to Polera. Goes off his skates. Going to go down the ice. Not far enough, though, for an icing. It's currently along the boards now. Puck is dumped in behind the net. Pavicic skates after it. And St. Mary's having trouble just getting it out of their own zone and getting something going. Flowcare chips it out to center, intercepted though by Falzer, and that's going to be an offside call against St. Mary's. Face-off is won by St. Mary's. It's gone over the line. Gilbert dumps it out to Attia, who's going to choose to dump it in. Deacon skates after it. Nice job there by Sean Deacon getting some offensive pressure going. Puck's in the corner now. Deacon's going to have control of it. He's going to try and pass it to the slot. He fails, so Deacon again trying to get something going. Nice job here. Gilbert dumps it in. Karaleski comes out to play it. Alex Bilikowski long pass all the way up to Mangan. Mangan has some room in the slot, going on in, takes a shot off the post! Down front, Henry can't quite get a shot off. What a great opportunity. Takes another shot and it goes just wide. And Franzak's going to cover that one. And that went right off the post for Jared Mangan, who's been an offensive powerhouse for the St. Mary's club, getting 7 goals this season. Lucky break there for the Marauders. They retain their 3-goal lead. And faceoff will be coming to the right of Joe Franzak. Atia taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, while number 24, James Streminsky, taking the faceoff for St. Mary's. St. Joe's has brief control, but St. Mary's wants to fight for that possession and try and get back in this game. Puck is dumped along the boards now. Connor McKendry tries to get out. It's given away, though, quickly to Mangan. Mangan going on in, takes a shot, easily saved, rebound, and a nice save by Franzak. Reining's going to chip it along the boards here. He tries to chip it up to himself again, but he fails to. Mangan gives it away to Treminsky. Going on in. He gets pushed to the ground. Nice defensive play there. Puck has gotten out to Connor McKendry. He's going to dump it along the boards now, and St. Mary's is going to dump it right back in. Ryan McGorry has control of the puck. He's going to dump it along the boards. Kept him, though, by Henry for a brief moment. Connor McKendry falls. No call there. And Karaleski plays it along the boards. It's kept in, though, by St. Joe's for a brief moment as St. Mary's is just able to get it out. Mangan has control for his team, but not for long as Connor McKendry skates on in with it. Passes it to the slot. No, and almost a great chance there for Jack Gilbert. Excuse me, Schneider. Buck has got a whistle here. Face-off looks like it will be coming inside the St. Mary's zone and went up and out of play. It's going to be face-off coming to the left of Kyle Karaleski. Shots on goal, 22 for St. Joe's, 18 for St. Mary's. Puck is dumped along the boards here. Out to center. Gilbert's going to choose to dump it in. Walter gets it out to center ice. Henry skates with it, takes a shot, goes way wide, and Guillen's going to recover for the Marauders as he chips it on out to Baldinelli, who gets checked in the process, and we're going to have a tripping penalty coming up to number 4, Joe Henry, and the St. Mary's fans are not happy about that. From my perspective, I perceive that to be a clean hit.
John, I'm hearing a lot of pretty nasty things from the St. Mary's fans, and I've been biting my tongue for a while, but it's just getting a little bit disgusting towards the referees.
Well, they are down in this game, and I could see why they would be frustrated with some of these calls here, but yelling at the referee will get them nowhere.
This is, after all, a high school event.
It doesn't mean a lot, though, let's be honest. St. Mary's are going to try and dump it out. They do, but Borelli has to be quick. Franzak's out to play it. He's going to pass it behind him. Nice defensive play there. Flocare has control of the puck in his own zone. Skates it out to no man's land. Atia going on in. Has some room here. He's going to choose to pass it back. St. Mary's tries to get it out. They're going to, and they will. They'll just get it out to center. And St. Mary's are going to try and get something going here offensively. As Deacon has control of the puck. He's going to chip it on to Gilbert, who dumps it all the way in. Karaleski's out to play it. He passes it behind him. Puck is capped in by St. Joe's. Nice job there. Puck's in the corner. Passes it back to the point. Borelli passes it back along the boards now. Atia gives it to the corner, takes a shot, nice save, Karaleski, it's right there, rebound in, it's going to be covered up by Kyle Karaleski. We got some pushing and shoving going on here from the net. Number 16, Kroschak, who has the only goal for St. Mary's so far, has some words for Matt Borelli. Looks like faceoff will be coming outside of St. Mary's own zone. Connor McKendry wins the faceoff, gives it to Wygant. He chooses to dump it in, goes all the way around the boards to Baldinelli. Baldinelli has control of it, passes to the corner out in front, and it appeared to go off the post or just off the goaltender. Connor McKendry has it behind the St. Mary's net. He skates with it now. Passes it back to the point. Flowcare, who has 2 goals, gives it back to Connor McKendry. He tries to skate on in with it. St. Mary's will regain possession for a brief moment as St. Joe's does a nice job at maintaining possession. Puck's going on in, doesn't quite get covered up here by St. Mary's, and finally number 17, D'Antonio, will pass it out. Wygant falls, and we are going to have a penalty. Or no, a delayed offside, excuse me. St. Mary's dumps it all the way down the ice, and no icing here. Treminsky has control of the puck in the offensive zone, gives it back to Mangan. Mangan has it along the boards. Caleb Mangan, I should say, gets it to Franzek, who just chips it away. Baldinelli hits his man. We got a penalty call, I believe. We do. A penalty call coming out to Baldinelli. 2 minutes for elbowing. Again, that looked like a clean hit, but refs see the game a little differently, and St. Mary's will be on the power play for the rest of this period, and if they fail to score within the confines of this period, they will have an 8-second man advantage going into the third. So, Jaden Baldinelli will go to the box. 2 minutes for elbowing with 1:52 left in this third period, or second period, excuse me. Yes, Jack.
Oh, no, never mind. Never mind.
Okay. Puck is shot, goes high and wide. St. Mary's has control. Falzer takes a shot, goes wide. Puck is chipped on out by St. Joe's. Nice job trying to kill off this penalty. Puck is passed along the boards now to Mangan. Jared Mangan. Jared passes it back to number 3, Buklinski. Long pass, tries to get it to number 16, Kroshak, but cannot, and St. Joe's going to dump it out to center. Falzer has the puck. He's going to pass it back to his D-man, Bilikowski, who then gives it to Falzer again. Or excuse me, to Antonio. It's going to be dumped in by Falzer. Gilbert skates after it. Gilbert tries to dump it out, fails to. It's going to be kept in by St. Mary's. Nice job there. Takes a shot, doesn't quite get to the net. And Kroshak has control of it. Kroshak passes it back to the point. Bilikowski tries to pass it. No one's there, though, and Deacon's going to play some soccer here as he tries to just get something happening. And it's going to be dumped on out to center. 38 seconds left in this second period.
John, I believe that's called Alaskan soccer.
Mangan skates on in here. He has some room going to the net. Quickly caught off by the St. Joe's defense. Number 17, D'Antonio, takes a shot from the point. Nice save, Franzek, and he's going to cover that up.
John, as tempers flare, I just want to point out that I saw the bird again.
Thank you very much, Jack, for your insightful analysis of this hockey game, which includes spotting birds, apparently, as the faceoff will be coming to the left of Franzek. You have a bird watcher's book with you? Is that what's going on? What is it?
No, I couldn't get a good look. I just saw something flash. At first I thought it was the puck.
Well, while Jack Falco bird watches, I'll be watching the puck for you folks at home. And a shot taken from the point goes high and wide. It's behind the net. 13 seconds left in this third period. St. Joe's trying to get something happen. Takes a slap, goes way wide. Takes a shot on goal. Franzek is down. Where's the puck? No goal. And there's going to be some punches thrown here.
Yep, we've got a fight. We've got a
full-on fight. Flowcare getting some punches laid
Make
on
sure
his
we're getting
man.
camera on this. This is a full-on fight.
St. Mary is obviously frustrated that they haven't been playing to their potential here within the confines of this game so far, and they're putting their anger out on the players, and it looks like Sam Latour is going to the box. And will we see any St. Mary's skate on over to the sin bin? I don't know. And it looks like we will, but we'll also have another St. Joe's player head to the box. So I'm going to assume here.
John, I don't like to do this. It's not fair to the actual game, but St. Mary's fans have now started heckling players in the box as well as the Rowdies.
Oh.
That's unfair.
Well, the Rowdies, that's a little far. I could see the players in the box because it's a hockey game, but
It's just unfair. This is high school level.
But it is a big game.
It's a big
Like
game,
if
but
we were losing 4-1, I would be heckling the players as well. I'd be pretty upset. But unfortunately, since St. Joe's is a very good team, they are on top of this game. St. Mary's did come off strong, though, in that first period. First half of that first period, outskating and outscoring St. Joe's. Getting the early lead, but St. Joe's comes back with 4 straight goals to make it a 4-1 contest. Some discussions going on with the referees and the captains of St. Joe's. Doesn't look like they're happy. They're wondering if Sam Latour, it looks like Sam Latour going to the box will result in a manpower penalty, and St. Mary's will have a 5-on-3 power play. So it will be a 5-on-3 for the rest of this period, which is 5 seconds, and then it will be an 8-second 5-on-3 followed by a 1 minute, about 140 man advantage for St. Mary's. So it does look like St. Mary's will have a 5-on-3 opportunity. St. Joe's really needs to get some good defensive play out of their players if they want to keep it a 4-1 hockey game. St. Mary's given a golden opportunity, and it's going to be dumped into the stands here, and they're going to let the clock play out. Or not. They're going to say there's 3 seconds left. St. Joe's leaving early.
the St. Mary's coach is very, very upset with the call to let the period run out.
St. Mary's wants that 3 seconds because, as you know, it takes only 1 second to score a goal, so they're gonna go for it. They're gonna pull the goalie here to get 6-on-3 because they don't believe St. Joe's will have enough time to dump it down the ice, but I've seen weirder things happen. Now St. Joe's needs to win this faceoff. There's 2 seconds left, or at least just tie it up at the faceoff dot. And with that, that's going to be the end of this second period. Current score, St. Joe's 4, St. Mary's 1. Shots on goal, 23 for St. Joe's, 19 for St. Mary's. When we come back, St. Mary's will have a 6-second 5-on-3, followed by a 1 minute 47-second man advantage. So if St. Joe's want to keep the score what it is, they are going to have to play some good defensive hockey. And we'll be back in 12 minutes for some third period action. And we're back with some third period action. Current score, St. Joe's 4, St. Mary's 1. St. Joe's will start on a two-man disadvantage. And Falco, do you have someone you want to shout out?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to the big wigs down in Houston, Texas right now. Mr. Spillman, Mr. Berger, the chairman of the board, and of course my dad, Dr. Folco.
Mr. Spillman's in Texas?
All three of them are in Texas, Houston, Texas right now. They're watching the game.
They can get me expelled, so yes, we do appreciate you guys tuning in.
And we appreciate the support from anyone, any fellow Marauders who might not be watching from the Western New York area. We appreciate your support.
Of course we do. So what do you think of that second period there, Jack?
That was all Joe's all the time. That looked so different than the first period. That period was basically consisted of St. Joe's just dominating the St. Mary's all across the ice. So I think as long as they can preserve what they have and maybe get a little aggressive, they can go after it.
Face-off about to take place here at center ice. Frankie Attia will be taking the face-off for St. Joe's, while Daniel Falzer will be taking the face-off for St. Mary's. Again, they start with a 5-on-3 call. They're just getting the times right for the penalties, so a bit of a delay. So again, the last game, St. Mary's defeated Canisius in triple overtime to barely edge them out and come to this Niagara Cup final game. Well, last game for St. Joe's, they defeated St. Francis 5-3.
Also, I just received a message from our president, Dr. Folco, telling everyone that school is on tomorrow. A lot of people were hoping that we would get 2 days off here, but school is on tomorrow, according to our president.
Way to kill the vibe.
I'm sorry.
My house had no power until 1 p.m. and it was 47 degrees, but sure.
Dad, I know you're listening, and everyone would just love it if you'd give us another day. At the very least,
actually, not really, because it's probably my house is probably colder than the school. So
if we win states, Dad, here's the deal: if we win states, we want a day off.
Well, now instead of directly talking to those people down in Texas, we're gonna get the puck drop going as puck has gotten out to center. D'Antonio has control. He's gonna pass it up to Mangan. Mangan skating on in. Loses the puck, but St. Mary's, nice job keeping it at the point, gives it to Krawczyk. Krawczyk gets it back to the point. St. Mary's coming out strong with their one-man advantage. It's gone back to D'Antonio. D'Antonio gives it to Bilikowski. Back to D'Antonio. He takes a shot, blocked down front, and it's going to go out to center. Nice job there by St. Joe's. Puck is in St. Mary's own end, and they'll skate out to center ice. Krawczyk going on in, tries to deke around his man, cannot. Mangan has control of the puck in the corner and behind the net. He turns around, dekes. And Mangan gets it back to the point, takes a shot, goes just wide. Flocare has the puck. He's going to pass it up to the slot to Attia, and he's going to dump it down. We have a break here. Deacon going on in. Deacon's going to get to the puck first, has a lot of space. Deacon trying to kill some time on this penalty. 43 seconds left in this penalty to St. Joe's. Puck is passed out to center. Falzer skating on in, still has the puck. He's checked though by Matt Borelli. Nice job by St. Joe's on dumping it all the way down the ice with 30 seconds left in this penalty, and almost a great chance there for St. Joe's trying to get another goal. Karolewski for some reason came all the way out of the net, and that's going to be gloved down by Franzek. And we got some more pushing and shoving here with 15:25 left.
One thing you cannot do is ever rough up the goalie. That's just not a classy move.
Well, I don't know if he necessarily roughed up the goalie. I just thought Franzek fell on his own.
It's very possible.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't see the entire thing, but just tempers are high here as
Coach Crozier is not happy with the referees for the lack of a call there.
He's screaming at the referee as Zach Mikolas taking the face-off for St. Mary's. 20 seconds left in the man advantage for St. Mary's as we have a bit of a delay as it looks like St. Mary's forgot to send out the extra player. Sammy D'Antonio coming out for St. Mary's. And it looks like Chris Henry will be taking the face-off for St. Mary's, or excuse me, number 24, Terminski. St. Joe's wins it. They're going to dump it down the ice, and that's 15 seconds left. And that man advantage. Looks like Karolewski's going to just sweep it into the corner. Redding intercepts. He's going to pass it back to the point. Borelli with a dump in right on goal, and he's going to just push it off to the side. This penalty is winding down, and it looks like we are at even strength as Sam Latour comes out of the box. St. Mary's has control in the offensive zone. They're going to try and get something going as the puck is passed behind the net to Tremensky. He has it. McGorry passes it out in front in the slot. They try and get a shot off, cannot, and St. Joe's will skate with it. Long pass is gloved down by number 18, Stakolsa. And bodies are flying in the corner as St. Mary's will skate it up. Kroshak, who has the only goal for St. Mary's, skates it on in. Gives it to Flocare, who's checked off the puck. Nice job there by St. Mary's, gaining control. And it looks like Sam Latour got a stick to the neck as he grabbed his neck area, and he's going to try and skate out to center. Bit of a lack of a call there as number 19, Mikola, skates on in, gives it to Henry. Henry stops, tries to get something going, passes it to the slot. No one knows where the puck is, and Sam Latour will scan it up, and we have a 3-on-2 developing. Sam Latour has the puck, passes it to Pavicic, who tries to pass it back to Polera, who can't quite get a stick on it. Chris Henry skates up with it. That's poke checked away, and that's going to be a delayed offside, though, but St. Mary's gets onside. Latour ships it to the other blue line, but it's quickly given away to St. Joe's. Wigan loses control. It's going to be shot right in on net. And Franzak is going to just chip it off to Matt Borelli. Borelli is pushed down to the ground. No call there. Wigan, and it looks like both men are going to go to the box. Number 16, Brendan Kroshak, is going to the box as well as number 18, Matt Borelli. So we will see if these will be manpower penalties or just penalties to put some people in the box. It looks like Borelli is going to the box for St. Joe's, and Kroshak, who has the only goal for St. Mary's, will also be going to the box. And it looks like these penalties will not affect manpower. It is still 5-on-5. And they're just going to get 2 countering roughing minors. As St. Joe's has control in no man's land, gets it past the man. Looks like Orlowski's going to skate on in. Orlowski has control, gives it to Deacon. Deacon tries to pass it out in front, cannot. Puck is in the slot. St. Mary's trying to regroup, and they will. Buklinski tries to get it out to center, gives it away to Mangan. Mangan has been great so far, getting some stuff offensively going as the St. Mary's player falls, and they regain control. Puck is dumped in. St. Mary's is going to have control in front of their own net. Dangerous play there. Atia regains possession, dumps it in around the net. St. Mary's regains possession. We have Caleb Mangan. He's going to pass it all the way up to his brother, Jared. Jared going on in. That's going to be a delayed offside call. And again, the St. Mary's coach puts his arms in the air. He's not happy at this point. Shots on goal so far, 24 for St. Joe's and only 20 for St. Mary's. St. Joe's not able to register a shot so far in this third period, but they have been doing pretty well on keeping St. Mary's at bay in terms of quality of chances. Ryan McGorry passes the puck up to Kyle Schneider. He's going to chip it on in. And Connor McKendry will skate after it. Puck is along the boards. Now Schneider keeps it in, tries to pass it off to McKendry. He's checked, doesn't have the puck, no call here. Schneider gives it to McKendry. McKendry in front of the net, chipped away by Karolewski. McDonald takes a shot, rebound out front, and it's just in the legs of Schneider. Puck is kept in, takes another shot. Karolewski is down and out, but he manages to cover that puck up. Nice job by Karolewski, and also a nice job by St. Joe's by getting really 3 good offensive chances. With 12:19 in this third period. Face-off coming to the left of Kowalski, and St. Mary's having some trouble here. A long pass all the way up to Mangan, and that's going to be an icing call against St. Mary's. He couldn't quite get the shot off, and with that, face-off looks like it will be coming to the right of Kyle Karolewski. Sam Latour will be taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, while number 12, Daniel Falzer, will be taking the faceoff for St. Mary's. He's got 6 goals on the year, 11 assists for a total of 17 points, while Sam Latour, scoring here tonight, has 3 goals and 3 assists for a total of 6 points. Sam Latour loses his stick. It's thrown away by the St. Mary's player. No call, though. As Kellen Polero skates on and over the line. That's going to be an offside call because Sam Latour, and we have a penalty. That's a penalty against Valero. He didn't notice that he was offside, or that Sam Latour was offside. Cut the shit. Looks like the face-off will... Wow. That, I have not seen that call before. Kellen Polera is offside, doesn't realize it, shoots the puck at the net as any hockey player would, because that's how you score goals, and he was penalized for that. St. Joe's having to kill off another penalty. St. Mary's not successful on any of their advantages, even when they had a 2-man advantage. So, looks like St. Mary's has control. Gets it back to the point. We have Stokolsa, gives it, has control. He passes it to number 12, Falzer. He takes a shot, goes wide. Floker loses it to Henry. Henry has it behind the net. His stick gets checked out of his hands. Nice play there by St. Joe's. Mangan passes it back to the point. St. Mary's looking for a lane, gives it back to Falzer. Falzer gives it back to Stokolsa. Stokolsa gives it to D'Antonio, back to Stokolsa. Nice shot. Rebound is there. Takes a shot, and it goes high and wide. Puck goes out to center ice. Atia will skate after, pressuring number 17, D'Antonio. And we have a delayed offside call here as St. Joe's has possession. Ryan McGorry. He's going to kill some time. Smart play by him. Passes it back to Floker. Floker dumps it along the boards all the way out to center ice, and that's going to go all the way down right on goal. And Karolewski's going to play it to the side. St. Joe's applying some offensive pressure here on the penalty kill. St. Mary's struggling to even get out of their own zone. Mangan has control behind his own net. Skates with it. He avoids a check in the slot. Still has it. Nice little deke there by Mangan. He tries to get around McKendry, does not. McKendry going on in, still has the puck, passes it back. Nice little play there. And we have a 2-on-2 developing. St. Mary's going the other way. Chris Henry drops it back for Mangan. Mangan takes a shot, blocked down front. Nice job by St. Joe's. 22 seconds left in the penalty. To Kellen Polero. Puck is passed back to the point. He gives it to number 13, Bilikowski. Bilikowski tries to take a shot. He loses it, though. And we have a break here for Sam Latour. Latour going on in. Short-handed takes a shot. Save Karolewski. Where's the puck? It's in between his legs. And with 7 seconds left in the penalty, St. Joe's will have an offensive zone draw. So it will be big if they can win that to try and kill off this penalty. Current shots on net, 28 for St. Joe's, 21 for St. Mary's. Current score is still 4-1. St. Joe's looking to add to their lead. Gives it back to Gilbert. Gilbert has control. He's going to dump it in. Sam Latour skates after it. It's going to go all the way around the boards. Almost kept in there. And St. Mary's will skate it out. Miller skating past the line. Gets hit by Polera. Nice hockey hit there. Sam Latour has the puck behind his own zone, tries to chip it up to Pavicic, cannot. Unfortunately, St. Mary's keeps it in. Connor McDonald retains possession. He's going to dump it along the boards. That's going to go down the ice, and it is not going to go far enough for an icing call. Good play by St. Joe's as they make some changes. St. Mary's tries to get it out. They do, but Pavicic dumps it right back in. St. Mary's skates with it. We have Mikolas going on in, takes a shot, and it's going to be gloved down by Franzak. Strong play coming from him, saving 21 of 22 shots. And there's a reason St. Joe's is up 3 goals, and that's because of the offensive play. If we just look at the shots, they're out shooting. St. Mary's by 6 shots. Also, the chances that St. Mary's has been getting compared to St. Joe's, I mean, St. Mary's has been getting shots from the point that have kind of squeezed into the goaltender, while St. Joe's getting quality chances like that one was by Jared Mangan. That was a quality chance right there. St. Joe's getting shots from the slot, from the point, skating in on goal. They're getting a lot of good chances, while St. Mary's, the quality of their chances has not been as strong as St. Joe's obviously has had. Puck is passed out to number 5, Baldinelli. He stops. He tries to deke around his man. He does. Nice little deke there going on in, and he gets the puck taken away, but It's kept in by St. Joe's. Out in front, and no one is there. Flowcare keeps the puck in. Gives it to Tobia, who leaves it for Guillen. Guillen tries to get it out to front. Leaves there. Baldinelli takes a shot, and a save by Karolewski. And the referee is going to say that went out of play. I don't believe it did.
It might have just barely touched the netting.
Yeah, it might have, but faceoff will be coming to the right of Kyle Karolewski, and we are more than halfway through, or about halfway through, I should say, this third period. St. Joe's has been playing strong. They have a huge 3-goal lead that St. Mary's is trying to surmount here. St. Mary's wins the draw. Long pass up to Mangan, just doesn't quite get there, and that's going to be an icing call against St. Mary's as Mangan tried to skate after it. 8:42 left in this third period. Shots on goal, 29 for St. Joe's, 23 for St. Mary's. Baldinelli wins the faceoff. St. Mary's trying to get it out, does not. Nice job by St. Joe's. Joe Nist has control of the puck along the boards. Dumps it behind to Baldinelli. Baldinelli has the puck. Tries to pass it out in front. Tries to take a shot even. He gets by to the ground. Guillen tries to pass it out in front. He passes it behind him. Puck goes along the boards. And St. Mary's will finally be able to skate it up. St. Mary's chips it on in. Jack Gilbert can't quite get his glove on it to glove it down. Gilbert in the corner loses it. Henry passes it out in front, and that's going to be covered by Joe Franzak. And again, we have some chirping here from both sides, and faceoff will be coming to the left of Joe Franzak. 8:08 left in this third period. Shots on goal, 29 for St. Joe's, 23 for St. Mary's. Current score 4-1. Jack, what do you think of the third period play so far?
Well, I think it's looked pretty solid. St. Joe's is defending their own. They're not letting any goals get in, which is good. I do think they could maybe open it up a little bit on the offensive side.
Connor McDonald has the puck behind his own net. It's dumped out of the point, kept in though by St. Mary's. Nice job. Puck goes just wide. Falzer keeps it in for St. Mary's, only for a brief moment though as St. Joe skates it up. Nice little deep there by Connor McKendry. Connor McKendry passes it to Schneider. Schneider has some room. Going on in. Takes a shot off the side of the net. Schneider still has it. Schneider passes it back to McDonald. McDonald takes a shot from the point. It's deflected and goes wide. Redding takes a shot. Easily saved by Karolewski. Kept in though by Redding. Oh, just goes through his skates. Puck is shot in on goal again. And with 7:15 left of the, and that puck deflects out. That hits somebody. Hope they're okay, but.
Yep, she's nodding that she's all right. John, I'm not going to lie, that wasn't really all that near us, but I got really scared just now.
I've always wanted to catch a puck, but they never come up this high.
I would not have caught that. That would have hit me square in the face.
We're going to get a whistle, and we will redo that face-off here with 7:13 left in this third period.
However, I'm devoted enough to this job that I will do this bloodied and beaten.
Oh, yes. Us unpaid St. Joe's commentators will get this job done as the puck is not wanted center. Loker has control in his own zone. He's going to pass it behind to Wigan. It's going to go all the way down the ice, and we will not have an icing call here. Waklinski has control behind his own net, passes it up to number 4, Joe Henry, who then gives it to 19, Zach Mikolas. It's intercepted, though, by St. Joe's. They'll skate it in. Matt Orlowski, who has a goal here tonight, gives it to Attia, takes a shot from the point, doesn't even get to the net. Kept in by Attia, nice job, only for a moment as St. Mary's has control and gets it out to center. Orlowski has control of the puck, tries to skate it in, unfortunately loses control. And Joe Henry will dump it in. Franzek comes out to stop it behind his own net. Flowcare passes it back to Orlowski. Orlowski has control of the puck just for a moment, though. Nice play here by both teams here. Oh, and it's out in front. St. Mary's trying to get a shot off. Cannot. And that play there has kind of been what the entire night has been for St. Mary's. They've struggled to even get something going offensively. They have a chance, and they just seem to lose it. That's an icing call against St. Joe's. They'll have it. St. Mary's, I should say, will have an offensive zone draw, giving them an opportunity to somehow come back in this game. Sam Latour taking the faceoff for St. Joe's, wins it, gets it back to Matt Borelli. And St. Joe's trying to get out, intercepted though by Jaron Mangan. Mangan going on in, takes a shot, deflected, and a big hit by Kellen Polera. He's had a few here tonight. And puck is passed out in front, and that's going to be easily covered by Joe Franzak as he's just trying to slow the pace of this game down. If St. Mary's wants to try and somehow come back in this game, they need to score right now and get within 2. And then they'll have an opportunity to pull their goaltender and try and get a few more. But as time winds down, that opportunity of them winning this Niagara Cup becomes more slim by each second. And we have a penalty.
We have a fight. The ref is in the fight.
Things are getting heated. I believe that's James Cherminsky who's fighting with, I can only assume is, who is it? I can't see the number. It looks like Sam Latour, because that's typically a thing he would do.
Both should be brought to the box, and they will.
They will. That is Sam Latour. I knew it. I must be a fortune teller. Sam Latour going to the box, as well as number 24, James Cherminsky. Both are fighting, so they will both get offsetting penalties that I do not believe will affect manpower, but we will see. That, I mean, they're setting a tone here while they lead by 3. And it looks like we're going to have a face-off somewhere in the neutral zone.
His reaction was, the ref's in the fight.
Get another one of those, John. Are there any more?
They're not mine.
Oh, are they gone? That's okay.
And looks like we're going to have a face-off. It looks like it's going to come up in St. Mary's own zone. And it looks like we're going to have some 4-on-4 hockey here because St. Mary's only having 4 players out. I can only assume, unless they're going to give a minor to St. Mary's, and it looks like they will. And St. Joe's will have the man advantage here because St. Mary's started that fight.
You know, with how this game's going, I'm surprised this is only the second one, but it's time for the St. Joe's power play.
Again, you were missed while you were in Florida getting a tan, while us in Buffalo were freezing.
Freezing,
yeah,
just freezing.
Very cold.
A
lot of snow. Face-off is won by St. Joe's. They have it in the corner, and it looks like we have a glove pass coming up against St. Joe's, and the face-off will come into their own zone, I believe. So we have a holding penalty to number 24, James Cherminsky. Sam Latour has a roughing penalty, and we have another offsetting roughing penalty, so that is how St. Joe's is on the power play as they dump it in. St. Mary's trying to dump it out here, and they will, all the way down the ice. Nice job by them. Number 10 is going to skate after. Number 10, Caleb Mangan, who has been less active in this game than his brother Mangan. As Mitchell Flocare skates on out with it, has 2 goals here tonight. Flocare gives it to the slot, gives it back to McKendry. McKendry has it in the corner. McKendry still has control along the boards. Now he's looking for a lane, tries to pass it behind him, and he will. Redding has it along the boards, loses it though to Chris Henry, and it's going to be dumped on out to center as Matt Borelli will skate after. Borelli has control in his own zone. St. Joe's trying to make their lead 4 goals. As Matt Borelli going on in, has some room, gets a puck poke checked from him. And St. Mary's could not control the puck, and it's passed back to the point. Weigand has it at the point, takes a shot, goes high and wide. Puck is kept in by St. Joe's. Schneider has it out in front, cannot quite get a hold of it, and then he passes it to McKendry, who passes it right back to him. Schneider has some room, passes it out in front, and that's going to go into the stands again. And faceoff will be coming to the right of Kyle Karolewski.
Well, John, with only 4 minutes and 15 seconds remaining You got to think that this one is almost to an end. St. Mary's is probably getting a little desperate here.
They need to get something going as soon as possible, and it doesn't help the fact that they are shorthanded as well. So we'll see what happens in these last 4 minutes as St. Mary's has control of the puck, and they are definitely going to try and get something going offensively as D'Antonio skates with it. He falls, and we have an offside call against St. Mary's. Again, there's a visual representation of the separation of skill between both teams.
Wow. Wow.
I mean,
that was as cold as the ice they're skating on, John. Wow.
St. Joe's wins the faceoff, gets it back to Ryan McGorry, who passes up the center, and Frankie Atia skates it in, gives it to Deacon, and they're going to call that an offside against St. Joe's. And there is only 3:48 left in this third period.
Man, John, it's always fun to call one like this. We've got a pretty packed house here at the Harbor Center tonight. This is really fun.
I mean, whichever team were to win this game wins the Niagara Cup, so it's a big deal. And if St. Joe's were to win this game, they would go on to compete for the state championship.
Which I assume, would bring you. Especially considering I believe the state championship is here.
It is here at the Harbor Center, not in New York City like it is every other year. The net is off its bearings, and with that, both teams are at full strength. Face-off coming outside of St. Joseph's own zone. Or no, we have a penalty here. I believe Wigand is going to the bench. He's getting heckled by someone who sits behind the penalty box, but
St. Joe's fans are not happy about that call.
I'm going to be honest, I did not see what happened.
Neither did I. I was a little puzzled as to why
if I had to guess, I'd say a trip, but
I didn't happen to see what the...
I did not really see what happened here as St. Joe's wins the face-off, and Franzek's going to cover it up. Slashing. It's a slashing call.
I never saw that, but it's possible I missed it.
I could have missed it. Maybe it was behind the play, not where the puck was.
I'll give that one the benefit of the doubt.
Puck is dumped down the ice. Karolewski's out to play it. He's going to pass it along the boards. St. Mary's trying to get it out of their own zone, but it goes off one of their players, and it's kept in. Mikolas passes it all the way up to Casillo. Casillo going on in, or excuse me, Chirico. And we have 2 minutes for slashing, and St. Mary's has cut down their own power play. So it looks like it's going to be a 4-on-4 for 1 minute 32 seconds, followed by a 28-second St. Joe's power play. And St. Mary's, if they want to try and tie this game up, it's looking like they might not be able to have the chance to, because they will be shorthanded towards the end of this game.
Especially with having only a little left. They have 2 minutes and 57 seconds, 2-minute penalty. That's going to be a problem.
It will only be 57 seconds of 5-on-5 hockey. And even then, they haven't been too strong on their 5-on-5 play so far throughout this game. As St. Joe's has control of their own zone, they're going to dump it along the boards to Connor McKendry. McKendry tries to dump it out. It's kept in for a brief moment, and Connor McKendry's going to skate on out with it. We have a 2-on-1 developing. Connor McKendry has the puck, tries to go around his man, still has it, passes it out front, and Valera couldn't quite get his stick on the puck. We have Curl. Curl going on in, loses the puck. It's gotten back, though, takes a shot, goes off the side of the net and wide. Puck is along the boards now, 45 seconds left in the 4-on-4, and Connor McKendry will skate with it. McKendry dumps it in. He's going to go off to make a change here as Karolewski will play it up to number 8, Casillo. It's kept in, though. Schneider has a chance in the slot, takes a shot block down front. Nice job by Kyle Schneider getting something going offensively on this 4-on-4 as Krawchuk tries to skate on him and with it, loses it to Schneider, and he'll skate with it. Schneider passes it up to Redding. Redding will just dump it in, and Karolewski will dump it around the boards. Gilbert dumps it in. We have a delayed offside call here. And St. Mary's is going to dump it out to center.
John,
Anken.
it's time for a very brief St. Joe's power play.
Anken skating in, takes a shot, blockered away by Franzak. St. Joe's is going to dump it all the way down the ice. That's going to be an icing call against St. Joe's with 1:14 left in this third period. Score is 4-1, and St. Joe's does have the man advantage for 17 more seconds, so we'll see if they are able to add to their lead they already possess.
At this point, with a little over a minute to go, I say don't add the insult to injury to St. Mary's and just hold on to this.
I'd like to see another goal for Mitchell Flocare because he has 2 goals already in this game, so it'd be nice to see him to get the hat trick. There's 1 minute remaining. It's given away to Deacon. Deacon has the puck. He's bodied off it, and it's a nice save by Karolewski. Atia taking the faceoff for St. Joe's. 54.7 seconds left in this third period. And St. Joe's does not have a man advantage any longer. Puck is in the corner now. Frankie Atia is going to try and kill some time, along with Deacon. They're shoving at the puck. Deacon falls, and St. Joe's Rowdies are singing goodbye to St. Mary's. And with 30 seconds left, the outcome of this game is pretty evident. St. Joe's playing fantastic in this game, and they're going to get revenge on St. Mary's from last year, who won 3-2 in this very game at KeyBank Center. With 23.9 seconds left, the truth of the outcome of this game is looking more and more evident, as it appears St. Joe's will win the Niagara Cup and advance to states where they look to win the championship. St. Joe's players happy because they know the inevitable is coming. Face-off coming to the left of Joe Franzak. St. Joe's has it. They're going to chip it out. And St. Joe's has played great throughout this season.
Absolutely.
They deserve this. And we have 10 seconds left. St. Mary's is going to dump it down the ice right on goal. Franzak's going to play it. He's doing a dance. And St. Joe's has won the Niagara Cup. It's a yard sale on the ice, and now St. Joe's wins the Niagara Cup over St. Mary's 4-1, and they will go on to compete for the state championship.
Marauder fans, you've been waiting all season for this. We are headed to states.
Oh yeah, we are. Let's get it, baby. Final score is 4-1, and they're gonna have an awards presentation, so we'll stay on for that. And as I said, it's a yard sale on the ice, and St. Joe's, they deserve this, really. They played a great game. I don't think you can blame any of this on Kyle Karolewski. He played very well, saving 28 of 32. And St. Joe's, our Niagara Cup champions, defeating St. Mary's 4-1 and getting revenge. I think if I had to give 3 stars of the game, I'd say the first star would be Joe Franzak, only allowing 1 goal out of 24 shots. Second star
of the season.
Second star, definitely Mitchell Flocare for getting 2 goals. And let's see, a third star. Who would you say is a third star? Orlowski.
I'd have to say it's Orlowski, definitely.
He got a goal here. And great play from both teams, but St. Joe's comes out victorious, and we're going to have the handshake here at center ice. As St. Joe's has waited all season for this. Now, we're going to have a handshake here at center ice, and after that, St. Joe's will be presented with the Niagara Cup, which, again, both teams played fantastic here today. And we're going to let you And St. Joe's are the Niagara Cup champions. And I'm sure we will broadcast when they go to states, but for now, I'm John Federice.
And I'm Jack Volko.
Signing off.